Hi, I'm Christine Page, Executive Director of the St. Petersburg Shuffleboard Club.
And I'm Stephanie Swain, President of the club.
And welcome to the finals, coming to you live of the 40th ISA World Shuffleboard Championships from beautiful, sunny St. Petersburg.
So as Christine mentioned, we are live today. And I know we've been fairly flawless throughout the week.
Yes.
But that's usually after 7 takes.
Yeah.
So we want to go ahead and apologize. And if there's any issues with today's broadcast, we probably will flub some words. And, you know, there might be some interesting cuts. But we'll see. Hopefully everything goes flawlessly.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, Stephanie, you didn't even need to worry about that. All right. Oh, did it. Breaking news!
Breaking news! All right, what is it today? The final day. Well, this makes sense. This is why we're all here. This breaking news. We are going to announce the 4 finalists who are playing for first and second today for the finals. So for the women's, it's Missy Keiko playing from Royal Palms, Brooklyn, playing for the U.S.
Woo!
Irene Hofsmann from Germany.
Woo, Irene!
Michael Hirsch, he plays out of Lakeside, Ohio. He's playing for the
Michael,
U.S.
Way to go.
And Paul Assad from the Royal Palms of Brooklyn, playing for the U.S.
Former Mirror Lake champion.
Former Mirror Lake champion. Yep. So.
Well, and I've talked to all of them. They are in great spirits. I think they're all just slightly in disbelief that they made it this far. I think that everyone comes into this tournament expecting to win, right? Like you always go. Why would you go if you didn't want to be the world champion?
Right.
But I don't think as it's happening, I think people are like, oh, okay, this is happening.
This is really happening. All right.
And then I know there's a couple heartbroken people that
Yes.
didn't make it into the finals, but everyone played so well this week.
Yes.
And it just comes down to some of those final games to
Right.
decide who gets into the finals.
Right. Now, winning the Golden Q is a huge accomplishment.
Absolutely.
Yeah. In this group, we already have one who's already won one. Just to be clear, they award the Golden Qs for the singles and not the teams.
Right.
So Michael Hirsch won first place. He got a Golden Q in 2017 in Brazil.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Missy Keiko, I believe it was her first ISA last year. Yeah, and she won, her team won last year in Ingersoll. Irene Hofsmann, her team won in
High River.
High River in 2018.
2018.
And Paul Assad, this is actually his first ISA.
So he hasn't had a chance to win yet.
He has not had a chance, but playing for your first one and then you're either going to place first or second is quite an accomplishment.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
You know who else did that actually?
Who?
Fabian Fluke in Vienna. It was her first ISA.
That's right.
And she made it all the way to the championship.
Right.
And so I wanted to make sure that we kind of were able to get into the mindset of what these players might be going through. I know I've never played in the finals of a world championship.
No.
Neither of you.
No.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
So we can't describe it. But I asked Mats Graf Wang and Fabian Fluke to put together some video for us to describe kind of what they were feeling when they went to the finals. So Kevin, Trevor, are we ready to roll that video? All right, so let's go to Mats and Fabi.
Hello, my name is Fabienne Fluck and I'm 19 years old. I started playing shuffleboard when I was 9 and have been playing shuffleboard for 10 years now. I would say I have many nice shuffleboard memories, but I would definitely say the World Championship 2019 in Vienna. I don't have much time to train shuffleboard at the moment because I'm currently preparing for my Abitur. But when I have time, I play every Sunday with my shuffleboard club in Lindsay. I won the first European Championship 2017 and then I repeated in 2019. I was very excited during the Austrian Games, but I was also proud and it was a great honor for me to take part in a World Championship, so yeah. I have to be honest, since it was my first World Championship, my whole goal was not to come last. But when I won my first game, of course I was very happy. And I set myself the goal to winning the second game. Of course I had, like every shuffler, the big dream of becoming a world champion. But I have to say honest, I didn't believe it at first. However, when I won my other games, I realized that the dream of becoming a world championship might not be possible after all, so I fight for it. I have to honestly say, I don't think if I can ever describe this feeling. It's just incredible. It was so beautiful, it was so unforgettable, it was so emotional, it was just amazing. I was just so happy and proud and grateful at the moment because it has always been my dream since I started playing shuffleboard at the age of 9, but I never thought that I would fulfill it at the age of 15. So it was a very magical moment in my life that I would never forget. I think the biggest tip that I can give is to believe in yourself, because when you believe in yourself you can do anything. And also have fun, because fun should always come first. And also stay focused, because concentration is one of the most important things in shuffleboard. And maybe risk a shoot that you wouldn't otherwise dare. I like to do that sometimes. I'm very sad that I cannot be here this year. On the one hand, of course, I wanted to defend my title, but on the other hand, I would also like to meet you all again and get to know new people. I would also have loved to play shuffleboard in Florida because the facility in St. Petersburg is absolutely a dream. I wish you all continued fun and success, and I really begrudge you each the title, so goodbye and best regards from Germany.
My name is Mats Graf Wang and I'm from Norway, 37 years old. I've been playing shuffleboard for 17 years now. My favorite shuffleboard memory is winning in Vienna 2019. Yeah, going into Vienna, I was feeling a bit confident actually, because we were playing on poly courts, which we normally do. So that was the first championship for us on home court. So that was exciting in the beginning. Yeah, when I had won my first 4 or 5 games, I was pretty confident that I could do and make it through to at least top 10 was my goal after the first days. So, but then when I got to the semifinals, I was pretty confident that I could do it, that I could win. Yeah, I was so nervous. I don't think I've ever been that nervous in my life. In the semifinals and of course in the finals as well. Dido was the semifinals. I played him a couple of times before. I think maybe we're like 50-50 win-loss stats with him.
And who'd you play in the finals?
Torben.
And what about Torben? Have you played him before?
I played Torben a lot of times and I had never won, ever.
So did you think you could beat him this time?
No, I really didn't think that I could win in the finals when I was facing Torben. But after the first 8 frames, I started to believe that I could win. I was so nervous. I couldn't even watch his discs go down the last 2 frames. And in the last disc, I actually just walked off the court. I didn't want to see his last shot. That was unbelievable. I guess the first 10 minutes, I really couldn't believe it. And since I walked off in his last shot, I didn't know who won until I turned around and saw the Norwegian guys were crazy. So then I knew that was how I knew that I won the whole thing, and yeah, that was crazy. This year I'm feeling okay. I'm getting used to the idea of not being the current champion anymore. Thinking this might be the last week, but that's okay. But I played a good tournament in Canada in the team championship last year, so I'm pretty confident now on the concrete courts for the first time actually going into a championship.
And last year you were in the Hall of Fame. You made the Hall of Fame. How was that?
That was also very crazy feeling for sure. It was a huge honor, of course, to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Yeah, it was, and the ceremony was, of course, I was so nervous. I didn't know that I was supposed to do a speech, and the other guys had written all these long speeches. Luckily the jacket was there was something wrong with the one sleeve, so I could play with that, and it was a lot of fun. So yeah, that was fun. So hei Mina, Sofie og Sigel. Det veldig synd at ikke dere kan være her med meg I år, men jeg prøver å vinne for dere som alltid, så håper du heier.
Anything else you want to say?
I have, I don't know. I'm kind of. This is a very unusual situation for me.
Okay.
And I'm thinking in Norwegian, speaking in English, so you know, it's yeah.
Oh, they're so cute. I love them so much. Okay, so for everybody tuning in, let's talk about what the winners of the finals will get. So one, there's the bragging rights for being the world champion of shuffleboard in the world again. And then also there's the golden cue.
Yes.
Oh.
This is the physically closest I've ever been to a golden cue.
I saw that golden head one time and I told Josh I wanted it on my cue, and he said I was not allowed to have one. I had to earn it.
One day we're pre golden cue winners.
Yeah, one day I'll have that golden cue.
Sure.
So, but you know what the people who were not going to win the game get?
But
Well, you've heard the saying, winner, winner. These players will get a chicken dinner because that's what we're serving at the banquet. but also, they get bragging rights too, because let's be honest, being in the top 4,
top 10,
is phenomenal.
Yes, yeah.
We had such a good field this year that, you know, if I was, you know, even last place, I would totally feel proud of that.
Yes, and the top 10 do get medals.
Oh yeah, they do. They'll get those tonight.
Okay. Okay, so if you're just joining us, we're going to, the men's top 2 players who are playing in the finals are Michael Hirsch, playing for the U.S. He plays out of Lakeside, Ohio. He is one of those people who have been playing since they were about 5 years old. He's a young player, but he's been playing maybe longer than a lot of the older players here. So, and he also is a Golden Cue winner. He won the World Singles Championship in 2018 in Brazil.
Yep, and we also have Paul Assad out of Royal Palms, Brooklyn. He's been playing for 6 years.
He's been playing for 6 years, but he's made a lot of inroads into the tournament.
Absolutely.
Yeah, tournaments here. He's a Mirror Lake tournament. He's a Mirror Lake tournament champion, which is held here.
In Ohio, too.
Yeah, that's right. He became an expert in Ohio this summer and he came in second, I believe, in his first national tournament.
Nice.
Yeah, so he's one to watch. Obviously, he's made it to the top 2 of the world. So.
Yeah. Well, I think Ashley has them down at the court.
Sure.
So let's go live to Ashley. I think she's with Paul right now.
Thanks, Stephanie and Christine. I'm here with Paul Assad. Paul, how'd you sleep last night?
All right, definitely excited. So I woke up kind of early and couldn't fall back asleep, but that happened last time I won first place here, so.
Oh, well, then the last time you won first place here. Okay, well, what do you think is different or the same about the last time you won first place here?
The competition here is definitely a lot tougher. So I won a Mirror Lake tournament that was here in 2022. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's nerve-wracking. It was exciting when it happened, but I'm just hoping I can play well today. Yeah.
I have a good feeling. I'm rooting for you out there. Great luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Back to you guys.
That was great with Paul. He's so cute. So, Christine, I was telling you a little bit earlier this week about some theft that I'd heard of at the tournament.
Yes.
And we stopped by the Hollander Hotel where most of the players are staying, and I caught some of the thieves. They were all hammered.
No.
No.
So bad.
That was a stolen hammer joke for those of you who may not have caught that episode earlier this week.
But
also, if you didn't catch that episode, please go back to our YouTube channel and watch them all again. We would appreciate it.
All right. Shall we see if Ashley's ready for Michael Hirsch?
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys. I am now here with Michael Hirsch. Michael, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Excited to be able to play in the finals.
Now, you've been here before in exactly this position. Does it make you more nervous or less nervous that you could possibly have the first men's two-peat in the history of the ISA World Championships?
I feel about the same. There's always pressure, so I don't think there's more or less. It feels the same.
Have you played Paul before?
We've played a few times in Lakeside.
Well, Lakeside was your home court. Did you beat him there?
I did, so now we're on neutral court, so we'll see what happens.
Well, I think it's going to be a great game either way. I'm wishing you luck.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Oh man, what a tough match that's going to be. I feel like I've been saying that all week, but this one is, it's do or die for them. I mean, I guess they're not going to die, but anyway. So go ahead.
For the ladies, we have Missy Keiko from Brooklyn playing for the U.S. She, as I said before, she was on the winning team last year for Ingersoll, and she will be playing Irene Hoffman from Germany. She's
also with a couple wins under her belt for the German team. Well, one win and one bronze.
The bronze last year for in Ingersoll.
Yeah.
So
I think Ashley has Missy on the courts. So Ashley, back to you.
Okay, Christine and Stephanie, I am here with Missy Keiko for the third time this week. So, they only put the matches on that are really compelling. This is the third one you've had. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I'm so happy to be here playing for the battle for first and second.
Yeah, well, we were trying to work out some kind of a ferocious nickname for you because clearly you are ferocious. I was working with the Golden Widow. That got nixed. Queen Bing Bong, definitely nixed. Yesterday it was Queen Hornet. Golden Hornet. Yeah. What do you just think of Missy the Missile Keiko?
Honestly, Ashley, you're so great at nicknames. Whatever you want to call me today, I'll love it.
Wow, you heard it here. I have carte blanche, total autonomy to come up with a name. If you have an idea in the comments, please give us one for Missy the Missile Keiko. We are wishing you so much luck.
Thank you so much, Ashley.
See you soon.
Thank you, Ashley. Thanks, Missy. So we are about to watch some live shuffleboard finals, and if you've been watching all week, you've heard Jim and Beth commentating, or Jim and Ashley, excuse me, commentary. What kind of new shuffleboard terms do you think we're going to hear from Jim Allen today? Because we've heard some this week.
I'm expecting some good ones today.
Yeah.
What they are, I have no idea, but I'm also excited for Missy's new nickname.
The Missile?
The Missile, yeah. I've been sitting next to them during the commentary all week just to kind of make sure that they don't need anything, and I've been laughing so hard that I've been every night when I watch the broadcast again with Josh, because he hasn't been here, that I've been scared my laugh would come through. But I'm really excited to hear what they have to say. They've just done such a great job this week up in the commentator booth.
Looking forward to hearing how many Fred Durst there are going to be in the game today.
or what new celebrity will we encounter.
Exactly. So let's go back to Ashley on the courts for the last interview with Irene.
Okay. Hi kids, I'm here with Irene Hoffmans. We've seen you here a couple times already. How does this feel different?
Oh, it's a little bit more exciting than the other times, but I'm also not so excited. Perhaps I won a medal, just the silver medal. It is also great, so I will do my very best to get the gold one. We will see it.
Yeah, there's probably room on the mantle for at least one more, and you also are the number one women's champ, European champ. What are you, the number one?
European champion I was, this year.
so it only makes sense that you win this global title just to keep it going.
But a silver medal would be fine too.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you on the podium either way. Great luck out there.
Yes, bye-bye.
Back to you guys.
All right. That is going to be a really, really good game. I'm excited for it. I did want to take just a moment before we go up to Jim and Ashley in the booth in just a little bit to say thank you to the Royal Palms, because without their support of this broadcast, we wouldn't have been able to do this. You guys wouldn't be watching this week. So thank you sincerely from the bottom of my heart to Royal Palms in Chicago and Brooklyn for helping make this happen. So with that in mind, and as Jim and Ashley are making their way up to the booth, let's go out to Jonathan Schnapp, who did phenomenally well in this tournament, for our last Schnapp strategy session.
All right, everybody, welcome back for more strategy advice from the Mirror Lake Shuffleboard Club right here in St. Pete. What we want to talk about today is a strategy called clear the board, score your hammer. And in the end, it really amounts to how do we defeat this idea of St. Pete's and Tampa's. People are putting up blocks and they're hiding behind them. How do we defeat that strategy? And the answer is using a technique called clearing. All right, and clearing is a really, really important tool when you're playing shuffleboard. It's very different. It's basically the opposite of what most beginners are trying to do when they play shuffleboard. Very often when we're learning to play shuffleboard, somebody puts up a 7 and we're trying to hit that 7 flushed so that we replace it, so it sticks there, all right? This is the opposite skill of that. In this case, what we're trying to do is hit that disc on its side so both it and my disc go off the board, all right? So that's the idea here, and very often it's done with pace, all right? So basically, what we would see here is, let's just say that yellow is blocking. What black is going to try to do here is clear it off the board, all right? Shoot fairly strong and catch it on its side, all right? So that yellow and black both go off the board. And that's the idea here. And the reason why we do it with pace is sometimes if you catch that disc a little bit flush, the speed will allow it to continue off of the court and get off. So in a perfect shuffleboard frame, yellow would block, black would clear. Yellow would block, black would clear. Yellow would block, black would clear. And then yellow, if they blocked again, black scores to the other side. If yellow scores, black replaces it and scores their hammer. That's the idea. Clear the board, score your hammer. A really, really useful tool, particularly if you've got a lead. All right? If you've got a 2-score lead on somebody and you're down to the last couple frames of the game, being able to clear these discs away and shorten the game as much as you possibly can makes a really, really big difference, and you're gonna wind up winning a whole lot more. Another situation where you wanna be able to clear a disc and not just replace that disc is one that we were talking about before. Let's just say that yellow is up 15 points, black has 2 discs left, yellow has 1. Last frame of the game. Yellow puts up a 7. The last thing that black wants to do is replace that 7. You gotta get it out of there, because if you leave it there, you try to shoot somewhere else, they could just put up a 10 or an 8 and win the game, all right? So you gotta get rid of it, but you don't wanna stick there, because if you stick, yellow could come along and make the miracle shot, 17-point swing, you've just lost the game. So instead, what black is trying to do, or what yellow is trying to do to black here, is trying to clear that by hitting it very, very hard, but catching on its side so that they both get off the board. All right, so they're trying to clear in that situation the same way that you might want to clear a block. Sometimes you want to clear a score as well. A really, really useful skill when you're playing shuffleboard. You got to be able to get these discs and yours off of the board. One big thing to remember here, if you're down by 30 points or something like that with like 2 frames to play, you don't have time to be clearing people off the board. All right, you just gotta get on the board. And that's a really important thing to understand, is when it's time to give up clear the board, score your hammer, and just get on the board. That's how you're gonna wind up getting back into the game. Throwing something up in the 7, hoping that they're stupid enough to try to kitchen you, and they wind up sticking, at which point you have a chance to put them in the kitchen, get you back in the game. So clear the board, score your hammer works really, really good if you've got a lead or you're in a 1-score game, but like if you're behind, gotta get on the board. So that's a little bit about clearing and why it's such an important tool and how to defeat this idea of St. Pete's and Tampa's. I think what we want to talk about is the overall idea of shuffleboard strategy, which is trying to choose the right shot. The first factor, and the most important factor, is probably the score. All right, what's the score? What is my mission for this frame? What am I trying to accomplish here? Am I down by a lot of points? Am I up by a lot of points? This is going to be the #1 factor in choosing which shot to go for. How quickly is the court playing? What's the drift of the court like? What's my opponent shooting like? If I've got an opponent who's shown me that they can kitchen me over and over and over again, I'm a little scared of playing the board against them. Being aware of as many different factors as we can be aware of when choosing that shot. I think that's what we're trying to attune our senses to. The most underrated of these factors is ourselves and what we feel comfortable shooting. Nobody knows the shot that you can hit. And the book might say to do something, that's not your problem. You know the right thing to do, you know? And a good shuffleboard player understands themselves and is able to look at themselves and their own play that day and say, all right, technically it might be a better shot to go across court, but I feel more comfortable going on my side of the court. Then go on your side of the court. Do the thing that makes you feel comfortable. That's gonna be the shot that you're gonna be able to hit more often than not. That's been shuffleboard strategy advice from the Moon Shooter, coming at you from Chicago, but also coming at you from St. Pete. We're about to watch the finals. Couldn't be more excited. Thank you so much for tuning in all week long, and we'll see you on the court soon. Good luck, everybody.
Well, I hear the crowd cheering out there.
Actually, I can. That's exciting.
I don't know what they're cheering for. I hope the game hasn't started yet. I can't imagine that it has. So we're going to go to Jim and Ashley, but you have to go set up the banquet, the Hall of Fame banquet.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
How lucky are we that the Hall of Famer is setting up the Hall of Fame banquet? But so you're not going to be back for the post-game show?
No, I'm not going to be back. I think Amy Marshall, our club manager, is going to step in. So I just wanted to say thank you. It's been really fun this week doing this.
Well, I wanted to say thank you. I can't imagine doing this with anyone else besides you.
Oh, I'm going to thank you now.
18 takes at a time.
7 Take Christine. I think so she'd call me now.
That's your new nickname. I'm going to tell Ashley about it. So we're just waiting for the go-ahead to go up to Jim and Ashley at the booth. I don't know if you've been watching the stream at night.
I have.
You have?
I haven't been able to watch all the games, but I mean, I've been watching, keeping an eye on us.
Yeah, I mean, the really important part of this week has been the pregame show.
But I will go back and watch all the days.
And I watched all of those games from the courts.
Right.
And it was, at times it was just like, oh my goodness, it's going back and forth. We actually watched a few other games. So we recorded some other games, and I'm hoping that at some point we're able to get those out for everybody to see. We're going to work on that in the next weeks and months and see if we're able to get that going. So what else is coming up for the St. Pete Club in the next few months?
Well, tonight is our after party.
Okay.
Yeah, that's from 7 to 10 here. So if you're in the area and you want to come celebrate the conclusion of the World Championship and the beginning of our centennial year, come on by. It's free. We'll have a DJ, glow-in-the-dark shuffleboard, all of that. 7 to 10. What else?
About the Sam Allen National.
The Sam Allen in January, the Mirror Lake Tournament in March.
And then, well, before we skip to Mirror Lake, we've got the Tweed Ride.
Oh my goodness! Yes.
And I guess that's before Sam too.
It is before. So the Tweed Ride, January 20th, I believe. I don't have the calendar in front of me, but
and
then
I did just throw this
question
at you.
And then the Sam, and then the Mirror Lake Tournament. And we will be scheduling a lot of centennial events too. That will be on the calendar very, very soon.
Yeah, and I just want to go back to the Tweed Ride because it's one of my favorite things that this club does.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, we get dressed up like it's the 20s or the 30s, back in the heyday of St. Pete Shuffle.
I think this is this
could be
a
new heyday.
Yeah.
I've been calling it second wave,
new wave. Second wave. I
new
like
wave,
it. Yeah.
New wave shuffleboard. But we get dressed up in tweed, which can be difficult to do in Florida. Sometimes it's warm. But we ride around on bicycles. We take a tour of downtown St. Pete on our bikes.
We come back here and play shuffleboard.
Have another party.
Do some swing dancing.
That's right.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right. I can hear the grandstand, and I just want to say I'm so excited about filling the grandstand. I haven't been out there. I assume that we're overflowing, and I'm so excited for the world to see how into shuffleboard St. Petersburg is.
Absolutely. And not to, so we've got the finals on our primary court, but just next to them, 2 courts over, are the 3rd and 4th place players. So they're duking it out for 3rd and 4th place. So if you guys watching at home, watch that game too, because those are going to be really good games. You'll be able to see some of those players and some of their shots, I think, from some of the angles that we get in the stream.
All right. So
we got the go-ahead to go up to Jim and Ashley in the booth, and we don't want to delay you guys any further from watching Shuffleboard. So thank you so much, and I'll see you with the post-game with Amy Marshall, the club manager, and let's see what happens in these finals. Who's going to become the champion?
All right. Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Hello and welcome to the final day of the 40th Annual ISA World Championships. I'm Ashley Albert from the Royal Palms with Jim Allen, Crown Prince of Shuffleboard. Where are we, Jim?
Well, we're here in beautiful St. Petersburg, Florida. We're at the St. Petersburg Shuffleboard Club celebrating their 100th anniversary. This is kind of the kickoff for that centennial event. They started in January of 1924. And if my heart's pounding as much as it is up here, I can't imagine what the players' hearts are doing down there on the course.
It's true. It has been, 4 days. This is day 5 of grueling, high-stakes, high-competition shuffleboard. We have come down to the last 4 women, and we're just so excited to see what they've got to do today. I mean, you're going to see some really good shuffleboard. Let's talk about, it looks like they've warmed up. And now the other side of the course are warming up. We'll tell you a little bit about who we've got. You've seen some of these players before. You've got on the head, we've got Missy Keiko, who I'm trying to work, Jim, just so you know, I'm starting to call her Missy the Missile Keiko. So if you could just take that, run with it. When you refer to her, call her Missy the Missile Keiko. That would be good for me. She is out of Royal Palms, New York, an amazing player. I am so excited for her. Next to her, we have Irene Hoffmans. Tell us a little bit about Irene.
Oh, Irene, no stranger to tournament play. She's won been a past German Shuffleboard Association champion. She is a past winner on a German team, on a team event for the ISA. Irene has, I think this is what I understand, her 11th ISA event.
Something like that, yeah.
11 and she loves these fast courts. In Germany, they play on a poly court because they have to set them up and set them down, and so it's a portable court. She's loving, she told me, to play on these St. Pete faster courts.
Yeah. And then on the other side, we've got Paul Assad, also from Royal Palms, Brooklyn. This is really exciting. I will say that Paul won, he's playing against Michael Hirsch, who won the whole shebang when, Jim?
Brazil. In 2017, Michael won the Golden Q. If he would go on today and win, he would be the second person to ever win a Golden Q.
And to win 2 Golden Qs.
To win a second Golden Q.
And he'll be the first man to ever do it. We
man,
spoke about the gorgeous and fantastic Lena Earl earlier.
She
She's
currently
the one
holds
who
that title
the
as the only person with 2 Golden Qs.
And she will still hold the title of the only woman if Michael Hirsch wins. But when he won, it was his first ISA event. It is Paul's first ISA event here. They have met before in Lakeside, Ohio at Michael's home courts, and Michael won. But here, it's neutral ground. It's anybody's game. Looks like they've warmed up and they're ready to start. Okay, let's go down to the courts.
The players are allowed a practice round to get used to the disc speed and drift. So all 4 have taken their practice shots now.
They've gotten a sense, and they've all played on this court before, haven't they? We've seen all of them this week.
Yes, and they will play 8 on one color, 8 frames, and then they will switch and play 8 on the other color.
Irene goes out with a wide St. Pete. Missy probably going to play conservatively early. A light touch, but clears it
All
nicely.
week long, we've seen different styles of play. Some people play the board, trying to score, keep their disc on the board. Some people play a block and hide, clear the disc and score your hammer game. All 4 of these tend to play the clear and hammer game.
Interesting. And, so many of the really great players that I've seen, when I've asked them what their strategy is, they said, just, I'm going to stick to my game. I'm not going to let him Tony Danza me, where you're questioning who's the boss. Get better, right? As soon as this broadcast ends, I'm going to nail it, Jim.
I think you've got it down already, Ashley.
So, somebody's trying to lure you onto the court to play their game. It's tough to not take that bait. But so far, Missy's just playing to clear the board. She's not going to let Irene have a
3
chance
straight
at
clear.
anything.
Now, Irene, in this case, she's probably looking for a high 8 or a high 10. One of those two where she can force the issue, but you always want to come up short if you're going to err, which blocks some of the board.
Yeah.
Makes it a little harder for Missy to score her hammer.
Let's see here. Can she do it? She's been playing incredibly well all week. I think she's undefeated. Oh.
Okay,
Oh,
she
no.
comes up,
No,
hits
she's
the
okay.
line, doesn't go in the kitchen.
But still needs to make that hammer shot. This is not the game where you can afford too many mistakes and still stay afloat. So hopefully that was just some early nerves, and she'll get it back momentarily.
And not with this quality of a opponent. So now the men will start. Yellow always goes out, so Paul will be the first person to shoot.
We should mention that Jonathan Schnapp, moon shooter that you've been seeing all week, is playing for 3rd and 4th, 2 courts down. And if you hear any oohs and ahs over there, it's that very exciting game he's playing with.
He's playing Torben Hoosman. Michael with our first Ronstadt as he blew by you.
Again, these are early mistakes that hopefully are just nerves that they'll need to shake out. On the other side, playing for the women for 3rd and 4th, we've got Tyne Siebold and Ali Enos, 2 incredible players in their own right. Could have been 1 and 2, just didn't go their way this morning.
Paul is going to try to use that high, try to capitalize on the mistake from Michael Hirsch. And he comes up a little bit short.
And again, these are things you got to take advantage of when you've got them.
And,
Michael's also missing. Wow.
We have a double Ronstadt,
Wow.
the A side and the B side of the single.
There's a "You're No Good" and a "Blue Bayou." What else? I don't. Obviously, he's very good, but you're probably singing that song to yourself.
I think we've seen some mistakes already in the first frame, and you got to believe that nerves at the beginning are going to affect the game.
You know, I didn't ask Paul. Is that good? Let's see. Missy's going to come out. She says yes, it's good, but
He
easy
gets a
for
roll.
Michael to see. And I
Michael can see it, and
you think he'll just try to kitchen this to take an early lead?
I think he's going to go just for the clear.
But doesn't get anything there. I see.
After 2 straight misses, I got to believe that he doesn't have the confidence yet to try for a kitchen.
Just get the speed of the court.
He has the hammer, so he's set up. He's okay.
Patient.
Paul has 2 choices. He could get behind the yellow and score, or he can block that black disc
so he doesn't double.
So Michael can't double.
Oh!
Now
and
he
lands
chooses
a cherry there. Michael's going to go over and see how much space there is. Tell us about how that works again, Jim.
Well, the disc is 6 inches in diameter.
Yeah.
So if there is 6 inches between the disc and the lines, then Michael can not only knock the yellow disc out, but he can stick.
Well, Stephanie, one of our producers, came up with the term. She said that if you just steal the hammer and keep them from scoring at all, it's petty larceny. But if you steal and you get a point from it, it's petty theft versus grand larceny. Oh my goodness. Oh no, that was a great shot by Michael Hirsch and an unfortunate result for
He
Paul.
actually tried to use the other disc to kitchen Paul at the same time.
Yeah.
Came up a little short, so the way we would score that in shuffleboard, he's got 17 points. Wow, that's a great shot.
Yeah.
We would call that a Bo Derek.
Oh yeah, it was a 10.
The perfect 10.
A perfect 10. Okay, now we're switching back over to the women. It's only the second frame here. They're just shaking out their nerves, getting a sense of their own speed on the courts. Missy the Missile Keiko going out first.
The Missile. That nickname just sounds intimidating.
I think that was a whole point. I was
her
trying to get
game is
something.
intimidating.
She's so freaking nice. I was like, you got to put some fear into their hearts. Although maybe that's the thing. She's so ferocious a player, but she's so nice. It just keeps people confused.
And nice, it can mean several things in shuffleboard, right? It
What do
could
you
be the.
Oh, nice.
She's nicer.
Nice. She's also nice.
But
That's
she's
right.
with the New York Shuffleboard Association,
Yes,
the NYSA group.
That's it. You mean the nicer?
That's what I meant. Yeah.
The New York
Yeah.
Shuffleboard Association. Her husband, Jeff Ziev, also an incredible player from Royal Palms, Brooklyn, in the audience right now, cheering her on. I don't know where he landed in the scores, but we'll see if we can find that out. I mean, they are, you know, a
Missy, with her
shuffleboard team.
third disc, she had talked to me. She's going to start changing her strategy a little bit. She's using the third disc to groove her high 8 for her final disc. Now,
Right.
this is when Irene has the hammer.
Right. So she wants to try to have a little.
Get a little muscle memory of the speed, the drift, etc.
Oh, Irene trying to capitalize, just clears it. All right, now for this third disc, she's going to go for that high 8, likely, if she can. Will she go on her side to try to use a little bit of that
I would think she would do the same side that she practiced on, which is her side.
Okay,
Comes
doesn't
up
get
short,
there.
but it does block half the board. You
Yep,
know, it's
she'll
not.
take it. All right, now Irene, it's, you know, this is where we talk about beating yourself or winning the game. Let's see if she can land that hammer and kick things off on the right foot. Going in.
Oh, and we call that a Johnny Cash.
Because she just walked the line.
She walked that line, went right down that line.
Yeah.
I do think from all four competitors, right now there's a little bit of a nerves have to be settled down.
Yeah, it's been such a long week, and it really is a game. It's an endurance game at this point. So much chit-chat, And also, you know, playing shuffleboard, a lot of lunges, a lot of arm work.
And the fact that you've got all the way to the finals of the World Championship, you're going to either come in first or second.
Yeah.
You've got to be excited.
Although, fun fact, did you know that generally people who come in third are happier than people who come in second? Because you have to lose to come in second. You have to win to come in third.
Yeah, that's not a fact. No. People first and second are much happier than third.
Really?
Yes.
You think so?
You heard it right here, Jen. Now, we saw Paul make a mistake.
Oh, he gave
And, and when he
got
cleared,
lucky.
his disc stayed on the board, and
Right.
Michael's trying to use that to his advantage. Came up on that. Came up on the line. However, he could use that disc later on for a double. So
Right.
Paul, one of the things that Paul's thinking about, do I score or do I block him from being able to do the double?
And, or, you know, that's his high that he wants to use as a hide, too. It's like,
Yeah, he could
does
get.
he keep that block up and just try to get back there?
It looks like he's going on the offensive.
Uh-huh. He's like, I might as well.
With a beautiful 7.
Really nice, gorgeously hidden.
Mm.
And does Michael go for a bump here? I guess so. He's going down Suicide Alley.
Michael has an opportunity to
Oh.
Wow.
He's just Ron Staten all over the place.
He is. That's his third round. How many round stats are you allowed? There's no limit?
I don't know. We don't have an official ref.
No official limit.
So, yeah, he's
Paul
gonna make
is
that's a lucky break for Paul. A rare mistake for Michael Hirsch. Let's see if he can capitalize on it.
now, in this case, I definitely think he's going to try to block.
Yeah.
He
Right.
doesn't
He's
want
saying,
to
I don't
give.
want to see any tricky stuff.
Yeah, I don't want to give him the opportunity
Yep.
to double.
And Paul's got the hammer. Oh, Michael's still going down Suicide Alley. He's going to try to use. Oh no, he's trying to do-re me it. Oh, and he does. But can't tell what's happening there. What do you think?
That might be one of the best shots we've seen of the week.
Incredible.
Actually, I cannot even describe how difficult
That shot was.
that shot was.
He had to do-re me it. He had to get a 2-for-1. He had to double it up. There was like 18 different nicknames we could have called that.
It was the 70s greatest hits albums, and he
was
pulled them all
What
off.
is that called? Not Easy Gold? Mellow Gold? That was Mellow Gold.
That was mellow gold rock classics. That was ballads.
That was
and,
everything all at once.
Everything all at once. Now,
Wow.
if you're Paul,
You're just angry.
you're just angry. Yeah.
He's going to just try to, because, how do you even get in
You
there?
got to collect your thoughts.
I think you just take an 8, which will still leave you 1 point ahead, right? All 3 of those are in.
if he's going on the right side, which he's aimed up, it's a risky shot.
Super risky. He could put himself
But
in the
maybe
kitchen.
he's thinking, hey, I'm in the championships. I'm going for it.
Oh, I would just go for an 8 there and be done with it.
Look at this. Look at this.
No.
But he did knock the one out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so he
Yeah.
gave him 1.
Gave him one, but
Ooh, that was a risky
kudos
shot.
to Paul for trying the home run shot.
Really, you think so? But why? It's so early. Why not just take that 1-point lead? So many times this week we've said sometimes it's that 1 point that makes all the difference. So why not? Why would you risk it this early on, Jim? You think it's like, hey, it's high stakes. Let's just get in there.
I think he's confident enough that he can make that shot.
Rootin' tootin' fresh and fruitin'.
I think he's confident enough that he says, hey, I'm going for it. I'm in the championships.
Yeah.
I'm not.
And psychologically, I mean, Michael Hirsch just made that mellow gold shot right there.
Yes.
It's possible that Paul wanted to send a message like, by the way, you're not the only hot shot on this court. You see the missile coming out.
Ooh, another Ronstadt.
Another Ronstadt.
The nerves are really.
But it's not much, it's not a strong enough high that Irene can do much with it. She's just setting up a bump. What's she doing there?
She's got a little wall going on at that side.
Well, right now.
Missy's going right smack to the board, though.
Right, and right now it's still 0-0. Anybody's game. That 10's pretty nice for Irene. Zero, 0. Missy's thinking about it. Irene has the hammer. Try to do something nasty there. Doesn't get it done.
It's a good roll because not only does she take the 10 out,
but she's really blocked up that side.
she's
Good.
totally blocked up that side for Missy, who has the hammer on this frame, the all-important shot.
It's true, but she's got to go down right in Irene's sight line, unprotected.
Now, what she did there is she didn't want Irene to be able to use that Pink Floyd wall.
Yep, super smart.
Yep.
Really smart move. She said, I don't need to score right now. I have a chance to score in a second. Right now, I'm just going to stay out of trouble. And it is trouble when you don't notice, and all of a sudden, someone's well blocked. Ooh, Irene's going to just try to bump something, see what she can get done. Didn't work.
No score, open board for Missy.
Now, will Missy, she'll probably just go for a 10 here. I mean, an 8 here, rather, right? Not going to get fancy.
All week long, we've seen her go for the 8 at this point.
Yep. And here's where she's headed. Oh.
I think she slid a 10 in there.
Did she get in there? Wow. That's a nice start up on the board for Missy, the Missile Keiko. 10 points.
Boy, that was
a nice end there.
And I'd like to say that's exactly what she wanted. I'm not sure she wasn't going for the 8.
But it was,
if you're going to miss.
That's a good way to miss.
That's a good way to miss.
That's for sure. Back to Paul and Michael. It's 7-24 right now. 7 Paul, 24 Michael after that incredible last frame.
And Paul changing strategic
tactics a little, yeah.
tactics here. He's going right to the board.
Yeah, well, he cannot afford, he cannot afford to lose many more points to Michael Hirsch before he starts putting, the beat down on him. But Michael Jackson? I don't know. We'll still work on it.
Paul's studying this one pretty hard.
Yeah,
he looks like he might have kitchen.
He's gonna try to do something fancy here.
He may have kitchen on the mind. A little strong.
And Michael might try to return the favor.
Boy.
Just his
This side on the black all week long has gone from Michael's right to Michael's left.
Yeah, there's been a drift. We've seen it over and over again.
But when he's clearing harder than most people we've seen.
And
therefore, the disc is not catching that drift.
Yeah. He's a good enough player that he will figure that out. But
he'll get the drift.
Oh, he'll catch that drift eventually. Okay, that wasn't what Paul wanted. Let's see what Michael's going to do with that. Now, All right, he'll take that one away.
Paul's got an opportunity for a bump. Paul likes this shot, and what he'll try to do is just touch that yellow, and that will leave his disc in front as a hide.
Right, let's see if that works. It's nice light approach. Hopefully not too heavy. Gets it, but not a hide, but has that nice deep 7 on Michael's. It's a hard one to stick, right? But it's an easy one to catch him.
Now that time, Michael played the drift
Wow.
as good as you can play it.
I mean,
He
right.
put it out to the right, let it come back a little bit.
Yep. And got to keep his hammer. That's 7 extra points up.
Yep. And you know, now that we're in the third disc, third frame, he is starting to settle in, understanding where the drift is, where the speed of the court needs to be.
Yep.
I think we're in for a real barn burner on both ends. I'm just so excited.
Yeah, this is something special. These people are, you know, they've earned it. Okay.
Missy staying solid with her hide game. She puts a block up.
We've got some shout outs. We'll have a few of them now, might as well. Molecular Media, located right here in St. Pete, has done a ton to support this broadcast. Almost every single bit of the fancy broadcast material was supplied by them. The equipment, all the equipment, they really did an amazing job. This would not have happened without them. So thank you, Molecular Media.
Boy, that is the truth. If people could see the media room and how much equipment,
Yeah.
not just how many hands it takes, but how much equipment is necessary to bring this broadcast out to everybody, it is amazing. Now Missy is lining up. She's gonna
take that hide.
She's absolutely gonna try for this. Even
Yeah,
though
she
she
got a lot of-
doesn't have the hammer, she is on the offensive this
Right.
frame.
She's got to go. She's got to win with it.
She sees her chance, and
She's taking it.
she's taking it.
And it worked out well for her there. That's a nice hide. Irene, with the hammer, does she just take out the block? Or is she just going to go down the other side? What do you think? What do you think? I don't think she can see it. Maybe she can. I think she's going to try to get it. Oh, no, she's going to try to take out the block. Ooh, went for something fancy. Left the block for Missy. Missy's going to try to protect.
Missy is absolutely going to protect this. If she can get an 8, it's a bonus, but she's not in. She's more interested in the block than anything else. Very effective.
Yeah, perfect.
This
That's
early
exactly
in the game,
where
I think,
she wanted it to go.
I think Irene just needs to score.
At this point, it's not worth it to try to go after her. Just get in the 8, make it happen. She's going kind of down the line here.
She's
Not
catching that
a good
line.
result.
That court drift from
Yeah.
Irene's left to Irene's right, and she just didn't play it out far enough.
Gotta kind of get a feel for things. More shout outs. We're shouting out to the volunteers for the tournament. Thank you to the volunteers who have made this event possible all week. More than 45 volunteers, over 400 hours this week alone that those volunteers have put into making this as incredible a tournament as it's been.
We've said it so many times, and we'll say it one more time. They have gone above and beyond what was required. And if you see anybody out there with a Texas Orange T-shirt, volunteer or staff on the back, give them a pat on the back and say what a great job they did.
Yeah, I mean, they've really just shown off the club so well, really honored those 100 years of history. And everyone here, I think, is so appreciative and excited to be here. All going out on an open board.
Michael with the hammer, Paul playing the board. Michael staying
Just
with
gonna
his clear
clear.
game.
Sticking, which he doesn't want to do.
On the line, we'll see if Paul removes that disc or if he tries to kitchen it.
He's going to do something with it. I think if he's going to leave it on the board for him, you got to. Okay.
He's going to remove it, and the rule of thumb is always err on the side of being stronger, because you don't want to push him into a 7.
Right, right.
Michael's good enough. He can win on his own. You don't want to help him.
And he's going to try to take that deep hide. Does
Boy,
he get
oh
it?
boy, oh
He
boy.
does. Wow, what a beaut.
Putting on a clinic right now with the shot-making ability.
I mean, he's really, he's like a, no, I was going to say Tito Puente. What's a tequila shot? What's that tequila? Jose Cuervo. He's like a Jose Cuervo over there making shots. I don't know. Paul trying to get it. Risky
Paul
business.
thinks he can. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Gosh.
And there's a
And
fist
you know
bump
what?
for each of them.
And really, that's how you know that he has earned his place here. Even in his first ISA, he has earned his place here fighting for first place. That was a spectacular shot.
Michael with an incredible shot to get his 7 here. Paul only had a couple of inches maybe to see on that disc. Pulled off an Eddie Murray.
An Eddie Murray? Who's Eddie Murray?
Eddie Murphy.
Oh, Eddie Murphy.
Sorry, I had the baseball player. Eddie Murphy.
They traded places.
They trading places.
Come on, I'm catching on. Okay, just an update from the other court playing for third and fourth. Tyne Siebold has 25 to Ali Enos' 7, and Jonathan Schnapp 16 to Torben's 30. So still a tight match over there. A lot of oohing and eyeing. So I think it's a lot of fireworks. On this side.
And I've noticed that on the other court, court 5, they're on the board a lot more.
Yeah, they're just
so there's
right.
a lot of oohs and ahs, and
We've got a full grandstand full of people here.
isn't it beautiful to see?
It is. It's exciting, and to see people who really care about the game and care about these players.
Even lined up, standing along the clubhouse, watching.
Yeah. Okay, Missy, interestingly, says, no, I think I'll take that off. I'm not even going to give you anything to work with.
And that's not a mistake. That's part
No.
of the strategy.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
She says, I don't have anywhere I want to put this that you won't hurt it or use it, so I'm going to let it go. Irene puts up a 10.
Boy, there's a lot could happen on this one. You've got
Yeah,
that
she's-
other
it's
disc.
Not fast. It's too fast.
She just clears it.
Okay.
She says, I've got the hammer.
Yep, she does give Irene some
Irene
of an
can
opportunity
use that as a
to
block,
hide.
but she has to be careful with that disc on the line that she doesn't go too deep and tap herself in the kitchen.
That's true. That's true. And
Which I think she just might have done. Yep.
No, she's okay. She's okay. Ooh.
That is a very
That-
gutsy shot, but that's
super.
somebody who says, I'm a champion, I can make it.
Yeah. Well, and then what happens here? I mean, Missy can't let that stand. It's her hammer.
She has the opportunity maybe to push the other one
I
into
think
the
that's,
kitchen.
I mean, that's got to be what she's thinking.
I've seen it before where both of those discs can wind up in the kitchen.
Double soup.
A double soup. Double trouble for Irene.
If she gets there, but that's a, you know.
Missy's lining it up, and she's kind of taking her time on this. I think that's a good move. Gather your thoughts.
Looking around, seeing if she can get to it, trying to figure out, do I take the fancy shot? It is the championships, or do I just take myself an 8? Don't miss my hammer. We saw her miss her hammer a bunch a few days ago, trying to go for a 10 over and over again. I wonder if she's changed her strategy since then, and she has. She's saying, she's
I'm
still
just
going
gonna
for the 10.
I'm just going to
She's still
score an 8, but I don't know if she hit it. Let's see.
No, I don't think she did she? Oh, just Irene.
Irene steals the hammer.
Wow, and that's what we call grand larceny.
Grand
That's,
larceny.
that's what Stephanie wants to coin that term. We're going to try to make it stick.
Well, that was a very important for Irene because she was down 17, and Missy had the hammer. But she got 7 points on Missy's hammer. She's right back in it, 17 to 7, and she'll have the hammer next frame.
Right, so she's really in good shape right now. Still very early, a lot of shuffleboard left to play. Paul going out, trying to make Michael stick, and he does, giving Paul another chance to do some damage on Michael's hammer.
Paul looked like he's got kitchen speed on his mind.
And a nice gentle touch there. No. Gets nothing out of it, but does leave himself open for Michael.
These two players are in the 5th frame. Currently 14 for Paul, the yellow, 31 for Michael, shooting the black.
Paul, who plays in the Royal Palms, he plays with much slower courts. Ooh. And looks like he's really got the speed down. Just didn't get lucky on that last one. Oh, another stick from Michael.
I'm very impressed all week long how the players from different countries, different courts, different clubs. Some are much faster courts than what St. Pete is, and some are much slower courts than St. Pete. But they've made the adjustment. Irene plays on the poly court in Germany.
Yeah, and Missy is also on those slow courts at Royal Palms, Brooklyn.
And here they are in the finals on concrete.
Here they are, yeah. Okay, now, Michael's just going to try to replace that. I mean, he can try to kitchen, but I think
he'd be quite happy
to just knock it out, take himself a 7. And
Yeah,
that's a
quite happy to
textbook.
score
That's
his,
a beautiful
his hammer.
sort of roll. I mean, that's somebody who knows what his disc's going to do. Right?
Yep.
He said,
Yep.
I'm going at exactly the right speed to knock that one out and roll over. A lot of fireworks over there for 3 and 4. Obviously, we're playing a much more serious game over here at 1 and 2. No time
Michael
for
is
oohing.
playing a very relentless game. He just, once he gets the foot on the neck, he just keeps the cleats there.
Wow, that is a graphic description of his play style. All week long, we have seen an upsettingly consistent parade of nice people playing shuffleboard. I really was trying to work out some controversy. Nothing's really come to fruition yet, but I keep calling things a grudge match. None of the players are willing to call it a grudge match. We really need a villain. Maybe it'll be Michael Hirsch.
We need the West Side Story of shuffleboard.
Something, yeah, Sharks and the Jets.
Yeah.
Shout out to Royal Palms, Chicago Sharks and Jets. Up on the line. Not a great place.
Yeah,
But,
Irene had missed that. She run-started that block, and Missy had an opportunity to get behind it and just went a little long.
And Irene's going to try to bump that. Oh, my goodness gracious. Snuggle's a useless snuggle, but, sometimes it's a friend with benefits.
It gives Missy a backdrop here.
Yeah.
She can aim for those 2 discs. Obviously, she would love to put the yellow in the kitchen.
But if she goes slow enough, she can just stay where she is.
At least keep a 7, which
and
has an instant lock.
Now, well, let's see. Looks like it's just the black one's in. Oh, Michael Hirsch is checking it out. Calling it 2.
Calling it 2.
Wow.
So.
Okay.
Now, I believe that Irene with pace can get both of those out if it's an accurate shot.
And she can make this shot. We've seen her make shots like this before. She is the #1 European women's champion. No slouch.
And she's played in 11 ISAs, so their nerves by now, I think, are settled down.
Okay, going in. I don't think she's.
It looked like it slipped out of the cue head, actually. So
just a kind of messy, sloppy dismount.
Missy taking control of this frame, and sometimes there's that one big frame that decides it, or this could be it for Missy. This could be the frame that she's looking for.
To just turn it around and say, you can't control this board.
Right.
You are
right.
no Tony Danza, ma'am. I don't think Tony Danza was the boss in that show. You are no Judith Light, ma'am.
Now I get the reference.
The Judith Light is a good one. That's just completely ridiculous. Okay.
Now here's where experience comes up.
She says,
rather than try the home run, she just eliminates a little bit of the deficit.
Yep.
Scores her 8.
And we've seen just so far just very evenly matched playing. It's no blowout yet. Everybody's just trading places,
Trading.
making their shots when they can.
Now, we've seen all week long, and if you've heard the other broadcasts, you've heard us talk about it, that the black historically comes out better, especially in the first 8 frames.
Yes.
We're seeing it exactly today. So if you're Paul or Irene on the yellow, you have to have some confidence to say, okay, I'm going to get 8 frames on the black. And so I just need to hang around as close as I can.
And yeah, till it's my chance. Oh, Michael Hirsch just not getting that speed and direction right. What is that? What is that saying? I'd be an amazing shuffleboard player if I just could figure out the drift and the speed.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
if it wasn't for my speed and accuracy, I'd be an incredible shuffleboard player. I don't think that's the case with Michael Hirsch. He's got both of those things, but didn't get it done just there. Paul trying to hide or bump or
Interesting
something.
by
What do you think he's trying to do there? Just muck it up, or I mean, what do you think that?
I
was
think he's
thinking was?
doing your little Debbie shot, putting a snack out there
Not
for
a
later.
little snack, maybe.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, this is
Uh-oh,
Michael.
what just happened?
He let go of the cue head, and it wound up in the middle of the court.
Oh, it just.
Not a penalty,
No, not a penalty.
as
but,
long as his
but
foot doesn't go onto the court.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. If his foot crosses that line,
The which line? The
the-
do not walk on courts kitchen line?
yeah, the bottom of the kitchen.
Uh-huh. If it passes that line when he steps, oh boy, that was risky.
Michael just dodged a bullet. Let's see if he can take advantage of Paul's miscue.
He will certainly do that, as long as he hasn't gotten too ruffled from that last miss. He's gonna really
Michael would love to get both of those off.
going strong, and he doesn't. He leaves himself. Oh, he's
Now
this
here's
is Paul's hammer.
I believe, I can't see from here, but
Yeah.
I believe that yellow disc is in the middle of the line. So if Paul would hit it, his disc would also be on the middle of the line.
I see.
So
So it's like
there's-
not worth bumping. No,
it's not worth bumping, no.
It's just a little. It's not quite. I don't know. It's still so risky. I wouldn't try to bump that.
I think
That's not a euphemism.
I think an 8 in front of it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to try to mess with something that
And
close to the kitchen.
just like the 70s, 8 is enough.
Oh no! Wow, critical
A
error.
risky mistake there, a
Critical
risky shot.
error.
He tried to pull off a miracle kitchen.
And instead, yeah, that was I would say, yeah, a greedy shot in some ways. You know, like
Yeah.
it was his hammer. He didn't need to do anything fancy. Just thought he'd who can blame him? I mean, Michael Hirsch is such a formidable opponent that you got to win when you can. You know, you got to try to move ahead when you get any opportunity to. Unfortunately, that one didn't work. He still came out a point ahead on that frame, but 1 point is not enough against Michael Hirsch.
So we've had 6 frames.
Yep.
They will have 2 more frames on this color. Then we'll switch over and do 8 frames on the opposite color.
We just got a note that the score was written incorrectly.
Is that breaking news?
But it's fixed now, but we still don't know what that score is.
Well, it looks to me
It's
like it's on the
5. Irene's got 5 to Missy's 24
right
now. Okay. Ooh.
And Irene went right on the board.
Yeah,
She
she's
did not-
got to catch up here. But as we've said all week, if you can just hang on while you're on the yellow, let your opponent do what they can on the black, and then come back and do the same but a little bit better, you're in good shape. So nothing to be too concerned about yet, but it's a nice comfy lead for Missy the Missile Keiko. Oh,
Missy with a rare stick there. Let's see if Irene tries to kitchen or try to get a little roll maybe into an 8.
She's gonna try for something. Oh, interesting.
It's okay, that can be used.
Yep, yep.
And Missy has enough experience to know that can be used.
Oh yeah, and knows that Irene's a good enough player to use it. You know, sometimes you're
Yep.
playing somebody and you're like, I can leave that there because I'm not going to be able to do anything with it anyway. Irene, with an open board, trying to make a decision to steal Missy's hammer if she can.
I think
It's
she would
just-
have liked that high 8 and just
Yep.
came up a little short.
And now it's Missy against Missy. She knows she can make these hammers. She hasn't done a great job so far. She's still ahead. She'd like to just start landing them.
All week she has stuck them, and today she's been drawing toward that line. Now, you see there, she threw it out a little bit further.
Right, that's the adjustment we were looking for from her. And she made
Absolutely.
it, took that 8. And
that was, if you drew the 8, that was right smack in the middle.
yeah, she did exactly what she meant to do there. And I think we'll see more of that now that she's got the speed and the drift down. Although, just as soon as you get the handle on it, you're going to have to move to yellow. All right, we're looking at 22 for Paul, 45 for Michael. Paul's still staying in it, even on the yellows. Giving
And he
Michael
goes right to the board.
Yeah, giving Michael something to chew on. Now, do you leave that one alone?
Yeah.
You just don't even bother with it.
Yeah, that's going to stay there a while. Paul's trying the other side. This is pretty deep.
Oh, no,
this
no,
is
no,
pretty
no.
deep. Ooh, we call that a Julia Child.
Just put yourself right in the kitchen.
You got it.
That just, especially as a newer player, it's so easy to get in your head about a shot like that and start feeling nervous and beat yourself up.
Now, there's two strategies in the game of shuffleboard. One is to block that kitchen, and the other is to score on the left side.
Right, make them choose.
The advantage
what he's
of the
going with.
score on the left side is Paul can't use that disc to reverse.
Right,
If you block in front of the yellow,
then they could just
Paul
knock
could
it.
he could do the
The click clock.
Eddie Murphy shot.
Right.
The trading places.
Yes. Instead, he's got a nice clear shot to get it out, and luckily he's got another disc to work with after that. So he'll
Now
let-
he may try to hit this on the left side
Oh, he is. He's going for a fancy shot. He better
and push
not.
it into the other disc, which is exactly what he tried.
It's not 3, is it? It's
Oh, and he gave Michael a 7, and he's still in the kitchen. So this
Yeah.
is a
and Michael's got
tough
the
frame.
hammer. He's got one disc, but now Michael's thinking about blocking pretty good, or scoring, or doing something.
It's a great block.
Yeah.
It's a great block.
What do you do here? Go for it. I mean, Michael's got the hammer, so if he goes for a 10, or it's just going to knock him out. Although if he goes for a 10, then Michael's got to knock him out and possibly mess up some other stuff.
I think Paul's going to go in for the home run. He's going for the first black disc
Gonna
to
try
hit
to-
into the black disc
Uh-huh.
that hits into the yellow disc.
All right, let's see if he can get that done. That would be a real Jose Cuervo. Nice.
One.
Oh, got an 8 there. That wasn't what he was hoping for, but
Not at all. Fun action on court
Michael.
5 we hear.
knocking it off.
Okay, looks like
Okay.
there's a lot out there.
Yeah, I think it's just, is that yellow one in?
Looks like there are -3 for the
Oh,
Yellow.
So, okay, so that 7 was in for Paul.
and
not,
7 for the black.
Not so terrible. Not so terrible. We've talked about having a kitchen blinders on before. Let's do some shout outs while we can.
I think we should.
I mean, good old Kenneth J. Buckwalter II. Can't say enough about that guy. He has completely not only helped make this broadcast possible, but I hope he's in the stands watching today. He is such a supporter emotionally and fiscally of Shuffleboard. Thanks, Kenneth J. Buckwalter II.
I understand he has a passion not just for the producing part of the production part of this event, but just the sport itself of
Yeah.
shuffleboard.
Yeah.
Big passion.
And it's a game that people do feel passionate about because it isn't just, you know, sort of like a casual game. It's a sport. It fits the criteria for a sport, which I cannot remember right now. It's like scoring. It could be a team event, or you can play individually. There's like some criteria, and it hits those. It's a serious game. Serious sport, I mean.
I think it's both.
Okay. A game and a sport?
Yeah.
Irene trying to take that high. Doesn't quite get there. I'm going to do a special shout out right now from Josh Dullabaum. Shout out to my incredible wife, Stephanie. You are the embodiment of selflessness. Thank you so much for the countless hours you poured into making this week special for our family of international shufflers. Wow, that was very nice.
Very, very nice.
Very
And for
nice.
those who don't know, Stephanie is not only one of the owners of the Shuffleboard Company.
Yep.
She is the president of the St. Petersburg Shuffleboard Club.
Oh, I would have done it the other way around. She's not only the president of the St. Pete Shuffleboard Club, she and her husband owned the the shuffleboard equipment company that was
Allen Shuffleboard
Allen
Company.
Shuffleboard. P.S. Jim Allen is the Allen in Allen Shuffleboard. Don't tell anybody.
She's doing a great job in both, wearing both hats.
They are really making inroads with the new generation of shuffleboard players, with the old generation of shuffleboard players.
Oh my
Just such
goodness.
a great liaison.
Missy with a shot right there of this frame.
Wow.
Not only did
Really
she clear
great.
it, but that roll behind the hide is actually planned.
Yeah. Oh,
She
yeah.
actually
100%.
She thinks about that shot beforehand.
100%. Irene, I think she just gets her own points here, right? Doesn't try to go for that and waste a hammer. What do you think she's thinking, Jim?
Well, she's thinking of both options, but the way the cue is facing, I believe she's chosen the option
To just go for
to just score.
Just go for her, yeah. An 8 there. Close to the line. Does she get there? She does.
And I think
Neutralizes
once
Missy
again,
7.
That's she's leaning on those 11 years that she has been in the ISA tournaments.
Yep.
All that experience.
Still petty theft. Still didn't really get to use her hammer to great effect, but certainly didn't get hurt on her hammer. Okay.
Okay, this is the 8th frame for Paul and Michael.
So
it would be the last frame on these colors.
Right. And as
Michael.
we've said before, in some cases, especially with the way that these courts are going this week, they're just trying to hold on to get to those black discs. But Paul, last time we saw him, was the rare player who went from black to yellow and kept up the lead, really just played exceptionally well, scoring on yellow for the second half.
And you have to believe in his mind, he knows that.
Yeah.
That, hey, I did it before when I went to the
Yeah.
black. I was behind on yellow. When we switched over, I came back, took the lead, and won the match on black. So there has to be a...
Yeah, we talked about it last night, and I don't think he realized that it was an achievement. But he realizes now.
And what an achievement just to get to the finals.
Yeah.
64 men, and you're going to come in either first or second.
In the world.
Impressive.
Yeah, especially for, I mean, obviously, Irene's been playing for many, many years, has won many, many games. Michael Hirsch has been playing since he was a kid in Lakeside, Ohio. Paul and Missy have only been playing for, once a week at the Royal Palms in the league. Missy for about 8 years. Paul for maybe as long, maybe a little bit less. Newer players, definitely new to the ISA.
Now, Michael tried to roll his disc behind the other hide. Didn't get it far enough, and I think Paul has a slight opening. It would take a great shot, but we've seen him pull this kind of shot off.
Nice, gentle touch.
Going for the kitchen, going for the kitchen.
Oh, just misses it. But lands his hammer. He'll take that 7 on a yellow disc and happily switch over to black.
Sure. And he did the important thing, which is to at least score. He was down by 27.
Right, now we've got
Now he's down by 20.
Irene 12, Missy 39, Paul has 26, Michael has 52. A comfortable lead by Michael Hirsch, but not an impossible lead, especially going into the black discs. So, you know, I'm feeling like this is a good change-up. Everybody seems to be stretching as if it's the 7-inning stretch. Maybe it's an 8-frame stretch. Is that a thing, Jim? I've never heard of that before. I've never heard of that, but really the entire grandstand has just stood up and started milling about. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, I didn't announce those scores incorrectly. Right now, Irene has 12.
Yep.
Missy 39, and they'll switch colors.
Yep.
Irene will now be playing the black. Missy will go to the yellow.
Yep.
Paul with 26 will go to black. Michael with 52.
And yeah, this is one where both of these players that are down are going to be really using the scoreboard and trusting their silent captain to decide on every shot. Is this a shot that I'm going to play defensively or offensively?
Now during this break, the players will get to 4 practice discs. So Missy's taking her practice now. She's looking to see if the yellow plays faster, slower, and a little bit of how the court will drift on that side versus where she was on the black before.
Yeah. Should we do some more shout-outs? Go for it, Jim. What do you got?
Well, a shout out to the Beachside Social. Beachside Social wanted to shout out Craig on Team Pucked Up. He got hooked on the game right away and is ready to join the Beachside crew when we travel to St. Pete next year.
Nice.
So they've been watching every night. They've been watching us, Ashley.
Hey,
those are the two.
We're superstars.
They've been watching every night, and they say it's super fun, so cool that you've been able to film this.
Yeah.
So a shout out to Beachside Social and all you people out there in YouTube world who are enjoying the broadcast.
Well, there's a they're cheering, they're doing the wave, they're really trying.
Now
It's a rowdy crowd here.
I see a Golden Tangs T-shirt being waved. Is that Missy's team in the
That sure is
Royal
Missy.
Palms?
Yep, that was Jeff brandishing a Golden Tanks T-shirt. I think he was getting it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he brought it to give to me because I'm making a T-shirt quilt, or if he's just saying, "Don't forget to mention the Golden Tangs. We're the best." I can't tell.
It was not a double extra large, so it could be for you.
I don't know. Okay, they're warming up. Let me see if there's another shout out we can do in the meantime. Oh, here's one. The volunteers that prepped the club for this tournament. Alan Rossetti led a group of volunteers that have spent the last year repainting the courts, sprucing up the facilities, replacing scoreboards, installing sun sails, and so much more to get ready for the tournament. Shout out to Larry Hart, Ray Walski, Robert DeAngelis, Josh Dullabaum, Amy and Andy Rose, and Rick Call for all of the work that they put into this project. I am sure there are many, many more that we are forgetting, but the club appreciates each and every one of you, and boy, did they do an incredible job.
You know, if you get here at 7 o'clock in the morning, there is a beehive of activity. The courts are being swept. They're putting the beads down. People are making coffee. Somebody's already picked up the donuts. The behind the scenes little things that make this event so spectacular.
And for me, just like the presentation and the delivery, the consistent donut delivery over the course of this week has been, you know, second to none.
They haven't missed a box.
I haven't missed a single box of donuts. I've never wanted a glazed and never had a glazed. Always there for me. I feel really supported by their donut presentation.
And don't you think that's part of the planning committee?
I can't help but think that that was on the top of the list.
Yeah.
Okay, they're still warming up here, trying to get a sense of the kitchen speed, of the drift. Paul is seeing that, feeling out what that different wide drift is. Hasn't quite gotten it there.
Historically, especially later in the day as the sun hits the court and the black disc will play slower, than the yellow disc. So Paul, you can see with his practice is coming up a little short.
Yep.
But he will make that adjustment, and that's why he's here in the finals.
And frankly, he's used to slower discs at his home court, so perhaps more than most, he will feel comfortable giving it a little more macho.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point. Fist bumps all around. The competitors are, they're eager to win.
Yep.
They have a deep competition inside of them burning.
Yep.
But when you sit down on the court and after the game, everybody's friends.
And we've talked about this before, that part of the game of shuffleboard is actually being good on the bench. You know, it's a friendly game. It's a bloodthirsty and friendly game. And you really have a chance to connect with another human being just one-on-one for that time that you're playing in a way that I don't know if you get to in many other games.
And this being an international event, sometimes your opponent, there could be a language barrier.
Yeah.
But there's a universal feeling about a smile, a hug, a fist bump. The game just seems to bring everybody together. And I think that's one of the beautiful things that this week has shown us all.
And everybody knows everybody knows this particular game. They can play together, and they can play together without having the same language and know exactly what they're doing.
So now
all right,
we're
the second half has started. Sorry, go ahead, Jim. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Now the second half has started, and they've switched sides. You see Missy now playing the yellow disc. Irene with a very strong shot.
Got lucky to get out of the kitchen there.
She's very, very fortunate.
Yep. What you don't want to do is not be able to maximize the black court now that she's on it.
She still has the hammer.
Gonna go for a deep 7 there. Try to get a hide without going into the kitchen.
Beautiful shot to get behind that.
Really nice. Irene can still see it, but that was what she was hoping to do.
And again, this court drifts to Irene's right, so she has to put a little pace on it, or else she'll miss it on that right side. And that's exactly what happened.
Oh, okay. Still one for Missy. Missy's gonna block that up. You can bet your bottom dollar. You know, Irene's got the hammer. She's gonna just try to protect what she's got and block up the board. Exactly what she wanted.
She's got a Pink Floyd.
Yeah, she's got a whole wall there. And I guess Irene has no choice but to go on the dark side of the moon.
I think you're right. With a black disc.
Hey. Yeah, she's just gonna try to neutralize or get that one extra point that could make the difference later on. But all of a sudden, these hammers start to feel really important. We've said all week long, it's the most valuable disc. Wow, misses.
She catches that central avenue, catches that middle line.
And I think she was trying to go for a bump into the 10. You think that's what she was going for there?
She may have been trying for the 10 itself.
That's what I mean,
yeah.
She was going to use Missy's disc to just kind of nick her in there, and it didn't quite work. Okay, back to the fellas. Michael's going out with a classic St. Pete, a little bit closer to the triangle than he might like. Paul.
Gonna go right on the board.
Yep, not bothering to clear. Not bothering to clear.
Paul's down by 26 points. In the back of his mind, he's thinking that's a 3 disc. I can't let it bother me. I have to come out and just get it 1 disc at a time.
Yep, he's got the hammers to do it.
And 8 frames. It's not like it's 2 frames to go.
No, it's a whole game's worth.
Once again there, he was trying to roll that disc behind the yellow and use it for a hide, but he was not successful.
This time Michael's taking that hide. Wow.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
That was beautiful.
When he's making shots, he's tough to beat.
Yeah.
Paul still has the hammer.
So what does he do here? Does he just clear that block, get it out of the way, so that he can?
That sure is one option, and
Yeah.
a lot of people would take that option. The other is to, because the court goes to his left,
Try to hide behind it.
no, try to
Oh.
get the other disc, get Michael's yellow.
Oh, really? Try to get in there and get it.
Yep. See
Okay,
if he
let's
throws
see.
it out right here.
Going for the suicide alley. Oh,
But with
oh,
that much
no.
pace,
Can't take advantage of the drift.
you can't take advantage of the drift. And
Oh, that hurts. Because now Michael says, no
You-
problem. Let me really block that up so I
Michael-
can keep my 7. And
boy,
says,
you can't put a block any better than
Nope.
what Michael just did.
That was just fantastic. And now Paul's got to go on the other side and hope for an 8. Not just hope. Go for an 8. Still trying to get it. Oh, no, no, no. Again, I understand why he's taking these fancier shots, trying to really move ahead, trying to make up some room. But
Boy, when you're down and you lose 7 on your hammer,
yeah, that's rough. But
mentally it's tough to come back.
it's true. But at that point, would you have, if you were playing this match, would you have just gone for an 8 there? Or would you have still
Yeah, I would have just scored on the
just
left.
scored on the left, right? Which is boring. It's not as slashy, but
But in the back of my mind, I'm
It'll get the
thinking
job done.
I've got 7 other frames,
yeah.
and if I can get from a 3-disc deficit to a 2-disc deficit, I got a lot of time.
Yeah. Right now, Missy's got 46 to Irene's 12. Irene's got some work to do to catch up to her. And Missy is not interested in helping Irene's cause. Irene, got to get on the board, got to start scoring, hoping for a mistake by Missy. Up
When-
that high, it's,
With Missy's clear game,
yep.
when she gets ahead, she's tough and very relentless.
I mean,
Not going to give you that opportunity to kitchen her.
no, they don't call her Missy the Missy Keiko for nothing, Jim.
No, there's a reason.
There's a reason they call her Missy the Missile Keiko.
Because you did.
Because I called her
Because you
that.
called her that.
That's the reason.
That's as good a reason as I can think of.
She said I could, and she said I had carte blanche.
Okay, first mistake we've seen Missy
Yeah.
do in a while. She did not mean
To
for
stick.
that disc to stay on the
She
board.
sure didn't. And can Irene then mess things up for Missy?
And she's thinking, not only do I want my disc to stay, but I want her disc in the kitchen.
You know what we call that? We call that a rare mistake.
A missile steak?
A Missy steak. Rare Missy steak. Okay, Irene did not manage to do what I think she hoped for.
Yeah, she
Now,
neither stuck her 10 or kitchen.
nope, and now Missy's got a clear board. Is she at the right speed? No. Can't widen her lead, but doesn't give Irene anything. And again, that's a frustrating shot to make because it's just her responsibility at that point. Nobody's messing her up but herself, and you got to get that right out of your head for the next frame.
And all week we've seen her make that shot.
We have. We did see her have some trouble when she was going consistently for the 10 and not making it a few games ago. But she's so consistent. It's one of the things that makes her such an incredible player. She, let's see what I have here. Oh, you know what? She taught herself Adobe Illustrator during the break, and she opened an Etsy shop called Good Shuffling with all kinds of like shuffleboard merch. Check it out, Good Shuffling. Okay, Paul kind of exposed there, but happy to be on the board. Michael not interested in helping.
Michael seems to have put even more pace on his clear. He's not going to let that drift interfere with his shot.
No, and just not going to risk it.
Oh, this was a little heavy.
Paul.
You know, when you send a disc going to the kitchen, many times you're like, oh, stop. Go.
Right. That's just what happened. And you saw Michael just push his disc through, not wanting to give Paul anything to work with. Paul trying to block up the board. Kind of gets that done.
Michael just very deliberate. Doesn't even take 15 seconds. He knew exactly what he wanted to do.
Yeah, and did it. And that's, I mean, execution, right?
I wonder if that's why he has a golden cue.
I wonder if that's why. I feel like you could be onto something there, Jim. Yeah. Part of it, we've talked about this before, but we sort of changed my numbers, but I have always said that it's 15% skill, 85% strategy, but then we added luck in there, and then there was one other thing besides luck. Wind, I'm not sure. Drift, who
Weather.
can say? Attitude. All I know is that was skill and strategy at work.
There was zero luck.
That was not luck. Missy going wide. Staying on the board.
The old sports saying is, luck is when preparation meets opportunity.
Wasn't there something about, I thought luck was like perspiration plus inspiration.
That was another saying.
I knew there's some sensations in there somewhere. It's still Missy 46 to Irene's 12. And Irene has got to start getting on the board and building a lead here, especially on those black discs. She's really got to catch up before it's too late.
Missy just not making a mistake on the clearing game this last 4 or 5 frames.
Yep, just knocking them out. And that's what you want to do. It's when people first start playing, they think that this is the whole thing, right? Like you replace it. I go, you go, I go, you go. Half of it's hiding, and half of it's getting everything off the board. You want to stay on the board, and if you don't want to stay, you want to really get off.
I can't blame Irene for her game. She's doing exactly what she needs to do, which is stay on the board.
Yeah, and hope that Missy just sticks.
And Missy
no, she's just not
is
gonna give it to her.
relentless with the clear.
But now, this is Irene's hammer. She's got
Critical.
to score.
Critical
Score. Does she go for, I think she looks like she's going to just try to get, oh no, she's going for an 8. I thought maybe she was just going to go for a 10.
Go for the 8. Go for the bigger,
take it.
larger percentage shot.
Yep. Score by score there, you know, disc by disc. All right. Now,
that'll
on
make
this
it
side, it's Paul's got 26. Oh, Michael's got 50. Paul's got 26. Paul's still in it, but he's really got to make sure to hold Michael here.
I think this is a critical frame for him. Not only is he behind, but he has the hammer.
Right.
So he needs to make some advancement, cut into that lead a little bit.
Yep, this is the time. Where are we? What frame are we at here?
Looks like they're on the 11th frame. As we
out of 16.
Out of 16, as we mentioned yesterday, you can always remember that the yellow is odd. Anytime it's an odd number of frames, yellow goes out first. Black has a hammer.
You know, we blew right by the Bon Jovi.
Did we Ronstadt the Bon Jovi?
We totally Ronstadt the Bon Jovi, which was when they switched colors, they were halfway there. Hey, we're halfway there. Okay, let's see. Is that yellow disc good? Doesn't matter because Paul's gonna get rid of that block or get rid of that disc. Doesn't want to give him a chance to score. Let's see what he does here. Oh, he could.
Oh, look at this. Oh, my goodness.
Oh. By the way, on the other side of the court, we've got Ali Enos has 4 to Tyne Siebold's 53.
Tyne is a local player in St. Pete Shuffleboard Club.
Boy, we saw Ali play yesterday, and I was like, she might be the sexiest shuffleboard player alive. Those shots were incredible. And then Torben's got 60 to Jonathan's 36. So still a tight game over there for 3rd and 4th but they're pulling ahead a little bit. Over here, we've got
Looks
score.
like they're in the 11th frame over there.
They also missed the Bon Jovi. Okay, Paul's going to take that. Doesn't take it. Doesn't get anything.
Trying for the kitchen.
Yeah. And I guess at this point you can't blame him. He's
Can't blame
got to
him at
start
all.
got to start getting a little fancy. Michael's going to try to do it again.
Michael's going to block that left side of the board,
Oh, yep.
knowing that Paul has the hammer.
And right, not a whole lot of places to go here.
Nope.
Really, I mean, not an angle.
And
What do you do?
This is where Michael's experience in tournament play.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what I would do here. What would you do, Jim? I don't know where to go. Maybe you just use the yellow to try to bump into the 10, bump yourself in.
Paul thinks there's room there.
Oh boy, oh boy. Oh.
His accuracy was good. He just didn't have enough
a little
oomph
bit
on
more. That was close and truly no cigar.
Needed one more
Oh.
glazed donut this morning.
Through no fault of the volunteers, because they did a great job with the donuts.
It was there.
It was there.
It was there.
It was there for him to take. Speaking of things being there, wow, we really have to give a shout out to the people who helped make this broadcast possible. A couple of those people are Teddy Waffles, who put together the really cool graphics that pulled this whole thing together. Michael Dritto, who helped with the writing and to put together that fantastic History of Shuffleboard vignette that aired the other day. Josh, who's been working all week and acting as the gopher to make sure that everybody had what they needed. That's Josh Dullabam again.
Kudos to all of them. We also have a shout out to the pregame show hosts.
Oh,
I've been enjoying those.
Yeah, they are a lovable duo.
Thank you, Christine and Stephanie, for hosting the pregame show. They spent hours and hours trying to figure out how to be funny because it doesn't come naturally
Oh,
to them.
who wrote that? They're very unamusing people, so kudos to them for
find
trying
that-
their best. I think they wrote that about themselves.
I think that line's humorous.
I think so. I think that's the point.
They are very unamusing people, so kudos to them on trying their best. And we're
Who
going to
wrote that?
challenge that statement. I think that
I think
shout
they're
out is
both-
incorrect.
They are very amusing people.
They've done a great job of keeping it light and fun.
And still educational. I've learned a ton. Ooh, Missy
And,
did not want to stick there.
When you think about Christine and Stephanie, you've got the executive director of the St. Pete Club.
Yep.
You've got the president of the St. Pete Club. Kudos to them for this entire week.
Also, the magic makers of this whole production, Kevin Reedy, the owner of Rec Rec, Chris, I'm going to get it right this time, Jeffrey from Galileo Studios, Trevor Hess, and Stephanie Swain. They've been meeting for months and months to plan this broadcast, and you haven't seen that much of the crew this week because they have really been working behind the scenes to get everything done. They're staying late at night, editing the footage, working from early morning, just to get everything ready in time to broadcast every night at the expense of their own participation in this event because they'd be playing if they weren't editing.
I think the people out there watching the broadcast haven't seen them, but we have.
Yeah, maybe
we
we can post something on social media so you can see.
We've been
those
watching them
magic
work
makers.
and work and work and work, and yeah, they've turned it into a magic show for sure.
Yeah, and Trevor, Teddy Waffles, and Kevin are all Royal Palm Chicago League players. That's how they met. Actually, no, Trevor and Kevin knew each other, but that's how they met and made this whole thing happen. They've been filming stuff since Vienna. Their very first broadcast was at the World Championships in Vienna, I think.
And a lot of people have asked me if these will be uploaded and kept in archives
on
YouTube, and the answer is yes.
Yeah, they'll be there.
They can go back and watch them again, maybe learn a little bit about the game of shuffleboard and learn from the best that we have learned from up here.
Yeah. My friend Mikey says he's ready to become a phenom. He's seen the game. He's like, I can do this. No problem. Ooh, wow. Is that a good 7 there for Paul?
I believe it is. I believe they called that good. So a rare miss by Michael Hirsch.
And Paul's going to have to do something with this. Really block it in a way that keeps it protected. Because Michael's got he's going on the other side. Okay.
Gonna Give Michael a choice.
Yep. Michael's lining up. He's very self-assured. He says, I'll take it instead. How
And
about?
sticks. Michael with a commanding 67 to 26 point lead.
Paul, what do you think? I mean,
I
he
think
he's
at
got
this
hit
point
it on
he's
the
got to
left
try to
side.
catch him. He's got to try to catch him.
But he looks like he might hit his own. Oh, did he lose?
But but I think he has 2 discs.
He does have 2 discs in. Oh. Okay. Michael just going for some.
Michael,
Are you kidding me? Oh my God. That just took
Paul has to be
knocked the
thinking-
wind out of me. That was incredible.
Paul has to be thinking, what do I have to do?
Paul's
I make a
thinking-
great shot. I have an 8, a 7, and
Yeah.
tucked in the corner, and now they're both gone.
Yeah. That's like a kind of guy who smashes their sandcastle at the beach.
We call that the happy hour shot.
2 for 1.
He got 2 for 1.
Okay. Paul's just blocking up. Irene's going to come out, check over the top. Says no good.
No good. So Michael doesn't have to worry about it with his hammer. He can just try to score, and
And
boy, has he
certainly
been
can.
relentless with these hammers.
Yeah. So he's happy to go down and just peek in there. Got himself a 7.
Throws
And he
up a
does.
7.
Sure. No problem.
He widens that substantial lead that he has.
Yeah. On the other side, Irene is also trying to narrow that lead from Missy, the Missile Keiko. It's 53 to 20, so she's made a little bit of progress, but not enough. She's got to get something on the board. Missy saying, "Do what you can. I'm not giving you anything to help."
The next 2 years, ISA will be playing their World Championships in 2024 in San Benito, Texas.
True.
And then in 2025 in Germany.
And usually they alternate singles event, team events. This is obviously a single event, so everybody who's playing here will walk away with a world ranking. These players we're watching now will be first and second in the world. And then the next years are usually a team event where you're playing Team USA against Team Germany, but they're actually going to make it a singles tournament next year and the year after.
Yeah, both 24 and 25 will be world singles events.
Yeah, there's controversy about the whole team thing.
Oh,
Missy.
Missy.
Did she just put herself in the kitchen? Paul's looking, saying it's no good.
Now you
That
notice
is a
that
relief.
Paul was the one that checked. The person who's black on the other end is the first person to check a disc.
Yep. Wow, a lot of hoopla over there on court 5. We'll get a handle on what that score is in a minute.
Torben Hoosman was fist pumping after his shot, so I think he must have pulled
He
off
did
on
like a
him.
Tiger Woods kind of fist bump, didn't he?
It
Like
was,
really like
yeah.
I got it.
Jonathan's checking the other end, and
Making sure everything's in order. I think he's having a rough game today. Oh no. Oh, all right. Irene's in the kitchen. She puts
On
herself
her
in
hammer.
the kitchen on her hammer is like, what is worse? There's nothing worse than that.
you don't ever want to joy your child,
No,
but you-
certainly not when you're building a house.
and you don't want to do it in the World Championships
You
in the finals.
definitely don't. That is a heartbreaker. Now,
That's a Tom Petty.
that is. I mean, here's the thing. Irene has seen many a successful shuffleboard match. She felt pretty calm and collected about this. She's had a good attitude. She was saying, I'm happy with 1 or 2. And she right now, I mean, I don't want to make any predictions, but she's got to get up on the board if she wants to change her
And
position.
Michael just relentlessly is taking
Yep.
those discs off.
The score right now, is Michael has 74, Paul has 26.
Paul with the hammer, but he's running out of frames.
He sure is. Okay. Just has to get on the board.
This is our 13th frame. 3
Michael
frames to go.
It's just going to clear. Oh, gave him a little bit of an opening there. This is pretty much do or die here.
Yeah, this is a
Paul.
shot you have to make.
This is it. You
This is the
cannot
shot.
miss it.
You know, and Paul's played so many tournaments. He knows that.
And he's played beautifully this entire week. Can he just finish strong here? Let's see. Oh, no, does
that's
not.
A,
that
that's
is tough.
a Tom Petty.
That sure is. On the other side, Ali Enos has 4 to times 60. And Torben Husman has, Torben has 76 to Jonathan's 26. So
Well, Torben has 2 second-place finishes in his young career already in World Singles. This will be at a 3rd place. Pretty impressive resume for
yeah,
person who I think he's 33 maybe.
I think he's 28.
Or 28. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're on frame 13
It would be
over
very
there.
impressive if you're 33. It's even more impressive.
If you're 28.
Yes.
Yeah, he's what they call a wunderkind. Especially in Germany, they call him that. But even here in America,
Now,
we'll
did you
call
say
him
wonderkin or wonderkid? Kid.
Isn't it wunderkind? Kind?
If you're a
I don't
Ted
know.
Lasso fan, it's both.
Wow, very close to putting Missy in the kitchen. Irene's got to start getting mean out there if she wants to make a difference here. 2 frames left?
3.
3 frames left. Missy's clearing.
A successful clear. She's not leaving pigeons on the wall.
Missy just gonna take everything off. Not gonna stick. Just no
Yeah,
nonsense.
her clear game when it's on is
Yeah.
very impressive, and that makes her difficult to beat. That's why she's looking like she's heading toward a golden cue
Yeah, it's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day.
here in the Sunshine City.
I know. She can see clearly now. Okay. Missy going slow. She said, well, if you're going to give it to me, I might as well take it.
She's looking at
Oh,
that and
wow.
just ever so gently.
Wow.
When your game is on, your game is on.
And that's kind of how it goes. You know, but she didn't score her hammer, but she essentially gave herself a 10 by putting Irene in the kitchen, which is an interesting way to score your hammer. And
The missile doesn't miss.
That's true. Missy, the missile Keiko, showing us why they call her that. Okay.
Paul wants a deep 7, and
giving
boy, he
some-
got it.
Yep, some kitchen bait, hoping Michael makes a mistake, and that's all he can hope for at this point is some crazy turnaround. Again, if Paul walks away from this with 2nd place, that would still be a monumental victory.
I think any of the 64, any of the 100 competitors, both men and women,
Would be thrilled with
at
2nd.
the beginning of the match would say, okay, beginning of the week, you're probably going to come in 2nd. They would be ecstatic.
Yeah. I didn't ask him. I meant to ask him. I'll ask him at the end how far he thought he'd go. You know, he's a relatively confident player, but I can't imagine he thought he'd find himself here. at the
No,
end
and
of
I
the
was
week.
talking to him earlier, actually, about that before the match. And he said, you know, I won here in Mirror Lake. At the Mirror Lake Championship. I came in 2nd one year. He was confident.
I wonder, I don't know how the cheering is affecting Paul he's used to playing at the Royal Palms with music and all kinds of stuff. Oh. Phew.
Paul trying for that kitchen game, but it's just not there.
Yeah.
Michael takes 1 second to set up and drills the 8 that we've seen him make all day long.
Yep. It's practically, it's just very laissez-faire at this point. He's bored with the whole thing. Fine, I'll
Almost
just
robotic.
Take an 8
Almost
if you must.
robotic, yep. 8 is enough, though.
Yeah. Well, we are down to the wire here. It's looking, you know, it's going to be hard
It's Missy's to lose, that's for sure.
Yeah. She's just pushing off. She is not going to lose it. She said, Irene, if you want to win it, you can, but I am not going to lose.
With a 53-0, is that right?
Is it? Oh, maybe it's, I don't know. Whatever it is not good.
I think she's pretty comfortable.
Yeah, Missy's just going to clear. And, you know, all week we've seen really evenly matched playing. And all of these players are so fantastic. They've all played so well. And in some ways, it's stamina. It's a mental game. Sometimes you just don't have it. And this is a surprising blowout in a way that we didn't expect, I don't think, from these players.
On both sides.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And,
But-
I mean,
but-
Irene is super, super experienced, has had many opportunities to take a medal here.
Neither Irene or Paul should hang their head.
No.
I'd hold my head up proudly. See, I came in the 2nd place in a world championship.
I mean, considering he didn't have a ranking at all, he was unranked last week. Now he's gonna be the 2nd best shuffleboard player in the world. That's nothing to sneeze about.
And actually, I think we're going to see this matchup between Michael Hirsch and Paul Assad for the next 30 years.
Wow. And won't that be amazing to watch? I mean, when we come back and look at this footage, it'll be like those old silent films, like do, you know. You know what I mean? Do. You know what I mean? Like Charlie Chaplin
I've watched
style.
Charlie Chaplin many times. I know exactly what you mean. And the beautiful thing is, since this is being uploaded to YouTube, we can do that for the next 30 years.
It's fantastic. You can look back on it. What else? I feel like we haven't given you a ton of information. You've heard about these people if you've tuned in all week. So you'll have to just tune in and see the back. Well, we told you all about all of these players over the course of the week. So if you're just tuning in today, go back and learn about these players and how they played the rest of their matches this week.
And if you've never been to the St. Pete Shuffleboard Club,
yes,
I think you need to make a trip to St. Petersburg, Florida. Enjoy the ambiance here, the history.
Yeah.
How much has, 1924 they started, 1928 the FSA was started here. So much is history at this club.
We want to give a shout out to the people who purchased shout outs, and also a production shout out to the incredible guys running the camera crew: Wes Pratt, Matt Whiteman, Chris Joffrey, Jeffrey, Jeff Scalaro, and Stan Harholis. Those guys were incredible. And yes, if you get a chance on Friday night, it's $10 to come play at the St. Pete Club. Anyone can come and check it out, and they'll teach you how to play. We talked with Mary Eldridge yesterday in the studio. And then if you just want to join, it's $60, I think, $50 or $60 for you, or $90 for your family, and then you can come anytime.
That's what amazes me. You could come and play shuffleboard.
All
your
year.
family. To me, if I was in St. Pete and I had 2 children,
right,
I would bring them down here, teach them shuffleboard, entertain them,
groom them for the World Championships.
Bring a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and a Coke, and just have a
Make
wonderful
night of
time
it,
on
yeah.
the
Peanut butter,
court.
that's too much sugar. That's too much sugar, Jim. We're not having Coke and peanut butter and jelly. One or the other. Come on. interesting to not be just trying to score. Do you think that this is just her, not even?
Well, she's not going to try to kitchen. She's just basically she's just going through the motion.
Right, and that's but not wanting to really.
Nice shot from Irene. Missy won't even attack it.
No, it's not. Or maybe she will. I don't know. Missy the missile. She looks like she's aiming for it. No, she's gonna just clear her block.
Clear her own.
Give Irene a chance to rack up a few points at the end here.
And as competitive as this match is, and as competitive as the two people are, when this match is over, you'll see hugs, fist bumps.
Yep.
Congratulations. That's just the spirit of the whole week.
And Missy just seeing if she can throw a 10 at the end there for fun. Okay, wow. Missy Keiko, #1 in the world. Missy the Missile Keiko. Wow, so exciting.
Just like we said, we're going to see these two men.
Yeah.
Over the next, you're going to see Missy Keiko a lot.
Oh, Missy the Missile Keiko. This is just the beginning for her.
And that's not Irene's last.
Oh, for sure. They will meet again.
Gosh, can you imagine in 2 years in Germany on the courts that she knows?
Right.
She'll be brilliant.
Yeah. Be sure to tune in for that. That's, mark your calendars. 2 years from now.
I can't wait.
Okay. Paul is just
the German team started, the German Shuffleboard Association was formed in 2005. So they wanted to hold the 2025 as their 20th anniversary. And they did hold a World Championships in 2010. So not only is it the 20th anniversary of the club, it's the 15th anniversary of the last time they held a championship.
We were in Austria for a championship in Vienna.
2019.
Oh.
Michael just throwing his disc off the board.
Yeah, you saw him at the very beginning counting a bit, looking at the scoreboard, making 100% sure that he wasn't going to throw it away by accident, no matter what Paul did. And so Paul's just
no
his
path
best.
to victory. This is 2 of the last.
Get a 10 at the end. Beautiful 10 at the end by Paul Assad. Strong start. Michael pushes off. Fist bumps all around. Wow.
That makes Michael Hurst the Golden Cue champion 2 of the last 3 events.
To beat.
Of the last singles events.
And the crowd is giving them a standing ovation. What an incredible game.
It's so nice to see this stands filled with the appreciation of what they just saw.
And generations of shuffleboarders, new shuffleboarders, old shuffleboarders, middle-aged shuffleboarders, everybody. It's really a game for everyone, and we've got some new champions. Pretty exciting stuff. Wow. Well, that was incredible. And I think it's time to wrap it up and send it back to the studio.
I bet Christine and Stephanie have some things to tell us.
I'm sure that they do, but I don't think we're even on.
Hey guys, welcome back. So Christine, like I said, had to go over and help get the Hall of Fame banquet set up. So I have Amy Marshall with me right now. She's the club manager for St. Pete Shuffle. She was out there with me in the stands watching the game. It was not quite as exciting of a game as we were hoping, but we still got to see some really good shuffleboard.
Absolutely. And I wanted to just take a second to give a big shout out to the staff of the club here. Everybody has been working so hard to pull this event off. So sending some love to our maintenance guys, Ben and Rick, to Leela and Jignesh, and Rick that are part of our event staff, and of course our beloved Christine. So thank you guys for all of the hard work you did to help us pull this off.
There was a lot of work that went into this whole week. I know I was part of the planning committee, and we've been meeting for almost 2 years working on just the tournament, not to mention the streaming stuff that we've been doing with the other guys on the side. So a lot of work's gone into this. We are excited for Texas next year, and I know that their work has already started, but is probably just about to begin.
Yeah.
In fact, so
yep.
I also want to do some thank yous. I know that Ashley and Jim ran through a bunch of them earlier during the streaming, but I don't think they thanked themselves. So we were talking about who would be best to host this and do the commentary. We needed somebody that knew the game, that was fun, that had some good dad jokes. I thought that would be helpful. And the names Ashley, Albert, and Jim Allen came up, and we jumped right on that. And we are so grateful that they did that. Ashley actually flew in just for this.
Yep, they did great. We are so happy about that.
I know I'm going to be rewatching to pull out all of the fun Jimisms and Ashleyisms that came out of this week's play.
Yeah.
I might make a T-shirt with it on it. That sounds like
I would
fun.
buy that T-shirt.
Yeah.
You can count on it.
So tonight, the St. Pete Shuffleboard Club is hosting a kind of a final party for the championship and also a first party for the centennial. So we hope that everybody, if you are in the area, can come down and check it out. There's going to be a DJ.
Yep, the Galactic Shuffle is set up. Yep, sorry.
Oh yeah, no, sorry.
Yeah. 7 to 10 p.m. We also have some special cupcakes and some other little treats for you guys. Oh.
And Alan Shuffleboard will be here selling shuffleboard merchandise and cues and discs if you wanted to come out and try playing yourself.
Yeah. And we have our merch table set up for the club and a special limited edition Christmas tree ornament or holiday ornament that we're selling. And when they're gone, they're gone. They're $40, and all the money that we make on those is going to our Centennial Fund. So that is a special booster for the club, but we would love to sell out. We do anticipate selling out of those ornaments. So grab one while you still can.
All right, and I do think we were able to grab a shot of the day today. It came pretty early in the game, actually, and I called it. I said, this is the one we're going to use. I'm going to try and remember it. So I believe that, well, actually, why don't we roll the footage first, and I'll see if I can get somebody to show it to me while you guys are watching it, too.
In this case, I definitely think he's going to try to block.
Yeah.
He
right.
doesn't
He's
want
saying,
to
I
give.
don't want to see any tricky stuff.
Yeah, I don't want to give him the opportunity
Yep.
to double.
And Paul's got the hammer. Oh, Michael's still going down Suicide Alley. He's going to try to use. Oh no, he's trying to do-re me it. Oh, and he does, but can't tell what's happening there. What do you think?
That might be one of the best shots we've seen of the week.
Incredible.
Actually, I cannot even describe how difficult
that shot was. He had to do-re me it. He had to get a 2-for-1. He had to double it up. There was like 18 different nicknames we could have called that.
It was the 70s greatest hits albums, and he pulled them all off.
What is that called? Not Easy Gold? Mellow Gold? That was Mellow Gold.
That was Mellow Gold, rock classics. That was ballads.
That was everything all at once.
Everything all at once.
Wow, what a shot. And that was the Bacardi shot of the day. So I do want to thank Bacardi as well. Just like Royal Palms, they were very integral in getting this broadcast going and funding it for us so that we were able to bring it to you all week long. All right, so
keep going.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm being told we're going to keep going. I did want to also thank some of our other producer level sponsors. We had Beachside Social up in Virginia Beach. They are a shuffleboard bar that is a ton of fun. I haven't personally been there, but I know
Nor
that Jen
have I.
has, and I've wanted to go for so long, so I might have to schedule a trip up to Virginia
Beachside Social, have us out as visitors.
Yes, Amy loves that. Okay, and then Heller Dermatology as well. They were a sponsor. We had an anonymous shuffler who sponsored us. And you know what, before we go through the rest of this, why don't we go down to Ashley, who has Missy, who is now a world champion. So let's go to you, Ashley.
I am here with Missy the Missile Keiko. Holy moly, Missy, you are the #1 shuffleboard player in the world. What are you going to do now? Oh, I'm going to make you cry.
Say that. That's going to make me cry, and I wasn't going to cry. Now I'm crying on TV, so.
Woohoo, I was trying to get somebody to cry. Thank you, Missy. Yeah. What an accomplishment.
Yeah, I feel amazing right now. You know, I was going hard. I really wanted to win. It's been a lot of practice, so.
Well, it looked effortless out there. I am so proud of you. Oh, God, I'm going to cry, too. Uh-oh. Wow. Okay. Well, okay, now what are you going to do? What are you going to do for the rest of your time here in St. Pete?
So I'm going to have a beer after this, and then I'm probably going to jump in the pool, and then we're going to go to a banquet, and it's going to be so fun. It's going to be amazing. So, yeah. And then probably stay up till like 3 in the morning, like carrying on the trophies.
And then you will return to the Royal Palms Brooklyn with a gold medal around your neck. I am so proud of you. You should be so proud of yourself. And I look forward to seeing so much more of you at more of these events moving forward.
Thank you so much. And I just have to say, cheers to the Golden Tangs. It's my team. I have to shout them out.
Back to you guys.
Well, I am just so happy for Missy. She is one of the nicest shufflers. I know we say that about almost everybody here, but she is really one of the nicest people. I've played her a couple times. Very, very difficult player. So I'm so proud of her. I can't even believe that she's now the world champion. That's fantastic.
Yeah, Team USA.
So just going back to do a couple of thanks, we have Kenneth J. Buckwalter II, again, a St. Pete shuffleboard player who contacted us and wanted to really help support with this broadcast. So we were very happy to have him. Okay, I think we've got, Kevin, who do we have?
Michael.
Michael? Oh, so let's go down to Ashley for Michael.
3, 2, 1, take.
Stephanie and Christine, I am here with Michael Hirsch, the first male shuffleboard player to ever have a double 2-beat Golden Tang. How are you feeling?
I feel great, especially after all those clearing shots I missed. I mean, it was great to come out with a win. Paul played great. I was just lucky. I mean, there was a lot of luck out there.
I don't know. We saw some shots that had nothing to do with luck. You made some incredible shots. When you made them, when was there a time when you thought, I think I'm going to win this thing?
Honestly, when I had the 17 points in the first frame, it was a good lead, and I was able to hold it. I mean, that's where I thought that was a big advantage right there, starting out 17 ahead.
Now that you've got 2 wins under your belt, I mean, is it just going to be old hat now? Is there something to strive for? What's next for you?
Well, hopefully there's a third.
All right, well, I don't doubt it. We will see you again. Congratulations. Congratulations to all you viewers for seeing that incredible match. We will see you again soon. I'm signing out. Back to you guys, Christine and Steph.
Thanks, Ashley. So I don't think I've ever seen Michael Hirsch play a bad game, and this was absolutely not the exception. He was pretty phenomenal. I know he had a couple shots he'd like to do over again, but I bet he's very happy with his play today.
Absolutely. It was great to watch.
I mean, and it's one thing to have one golden tang or one golden cue, but I don't even know what one would do with the second one. So we'll have to ask him tonight at Banquet.
Yeah, pretty good.
So I think that Ashley also has Irene, who played so well all week long, and she represented her German team so beautifully.
Yeah.
So let's go down to Ashley, who has Irene. Ashley?
2, 1.
Okay, so when I said signing out, what I meant was see you in a sec, because now I have Irene Hoffman's second place winner. How are you feeling, Irene?
Oh, I feel fine. This time, no function, everything goes bad. And sometimes it is so, perhaps it is the camera. The third time I met this person behind the camera, and every time I lost. So, no, it is okay. I'm a second winner. I have the silver medal. All is fine. And she has played tough.
Yeah, it was a tough game overall. You really tried to get back in there. I know you have what it takes. We're going to blame it on the camera guy for sure. And I will look forward to seeing you next year.
Yes, I hope so. Next year not, perhaps in Germany.
I think in Germany you got a real good shot at it.
But then the courts in Germany I like not so much than this courts. We will see what will do there.
We will see. Missy the missile cake. Oh, we will see back in Germany. Congratulations. We'll see you on the podium. Back to you guys.
And that's it. That is everybody we have for you. And I cannot tell you how much fun we've had this week. I've been watching Amy go around the club, making people smile all week long. And I just want to say a big thank you to the St. Petersburg Shuffleboard Club. You guys you made space for this broadcast. You gave up your office all week, which couldn't have been easy while hosting a tournament. And I haven't heard a single negative thing from the players about this club. Everybody has had a fantastic time.
It has been a privilege to be a part of it. I'm so glad that we were able to host this event here. It was great.
You think you want to do it again in 10 years?
I'm ready. Let's bring it back. After some sleep.
I think I'm going to go home and sleep for 3 days straight. Yeah. So, all right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. If you didn't catch the rest of our videos this week, please go back and watch them. There's some great strategy tips in there, some great play, really funny commentary, and a lot of breaking news. So I guess that's it for us. Yeah. Signing off from St. Pete. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon. Happy shuffling.
Bye.